If you're a creator like me and you need music for your videos, get 15% off your subscription to Soundstripe with my link below, and make your videos just that much better. Last year I started this YouTube channel, and this year I made it my full-time job. And after making videos for years across multiple channels, I've learned some things about what it's like to be a creator. I wanted to share what those things were and shed some light on information that'll be helpful to anyone looking to be a creator, like for their full-time job, you know, their career. So in general, there are two types of channels on YouTube, and you may have already decided your type without knowing it. On one hand, we've got the information YouTubers, and on the other, we have the experience YouTubers. An example of an information YouTube channel is someone who just does tutorials or how-tos. Usually not a lot of different things going on in the video, and the sole purpose of the video is to just get information across, and it's just like straight up useful. And second is the experience YouTubers. Those are people like Danny Gonzalez or Mr. Beast, for example, who choose a video topic or just like an idea, and then they take you along through an experience or through a story throughout the video. And the reason this is relevant is because both types of channels have strengths and weaknesses when it comes to, you know, what makes them good or bad. If you're an information YouTuber, for example, a tech YouTuber, you know, most of the time you are never the star of the show. And your audience that you build most of the time is just there for, you know, your tech or like whatever it is you're reviewing. So if you ever want to make a video on a different topic, if you're an information YouTuber, it may not go over super well because mainly people have come to your channel for the information that you've been providing. But if you're an experienced YouTuber, it's a lot easier to grow your brand and grow, you know, you and yourself as a brand because you're the star of every video. You know, that's what people come to see. They come to watch you doing stuff. Mr. Beast's channel wouldn't be the same without Mr. Beast. In the end, both types of channels have their positives and negatives. It's just important to think about, do you want to be locked into speaking about, you know, one thing on your channel forever? And you can change, but sometimes it's hard. Or do you want to be an experienced YouTuber where all the pressure lies on your video ideas being crazy and awesome, and you having to be super entertaining as well? The second thing on this list is, when can you actually make being a creator your job? And obviously if you're making a lot of money, then you could just quit, and there it is. I've watched so many YouTube tip videos and I always found it strange, like nobody talks about this. Like, when can you expect to be able to quit your job? If you haven't seen my videos where I talk about how I make my money and how much I make, I'm pretty open with it, and I'll link those videos in the cards above. The amount everyone needs to make to be able to quit their job obviously varies from person to person depending on how much money they spend, you know, where they live. So I usually say that people can aim for around 30 to 50,000 subscribers. That'll be like a time when most likely they'll be able to replace their job with YouTube. And since YouTube pays creators on how many views they get, not the amount of subscribers, I'm just saying that a channel that has 50,000 subscribers, the average views for a channel like that should be able to pay your bills. And remember, the bigger a channel gets, the more income streams open up and the more money, you know, you can make. Next on the list is using your phone is not okay. You may say, well, I don't have money to go buy new gear and an expensive camera. But what I'm actually saying is that your phone is not okay, it's great. So right now I'm at the park, as you can see, and I've got two tripods set up here, one of them with the iPhone X, the iPhone 10, and not even the newest iPhone, and the other with the Canon 80D, which is about a $1,000 camera with a $600 lens on it. I'll put the info in the description of what the exact specifications are, but I'm not going to alter the footage at all, and this is what they look like straight out of the cameras. Whenever I shoot extra footage or B-roll for my videos, 90% of the time I'm using my iPhone. Not just because it's easier to carry around and I always have it with me, but because it actually is just better. Now, there are times when I would rather use a full camera, like when I want to get that blurry background or things like that, but if I could only choose one of these to keep between the camera and my phone camera, I would definitely choose my phone camera. And lots of YouTubers say, you know, if you're just starting out, start with your phone and then upgrade later. Honestly, you don't even have to upgrade later. Like, these phones are great. The YouTuber Spawn Point, I think he has around 100K. He uses just his phone for all his videos and they look amazing. And he has 100K just with his phone. Not to mention, if you haven't used a DSLR or like full-on camera at all, there is a learning curve and you're gonna have to learn the manual settings to make everything look as best as possible when our phones do everything automatically, and it comes out pretty good. And something else that can take your videos to the next level without actually upgrading your gear is the music that you use in your videos. And so I actually partnered with Soundstripe to make bringing music and sound effects to your guys' videos more affordable. So if you want 15% off any Soundstripe subscription, you can do that below with the link. The fourth thing that people don't really talk about on YouTube is that you will doubt yourself. It's pretty much inevitable. You know, if YouTubers have told you that all it takes is consistency to make it big on YouTube, then they were lying. YouTube is a strange game, and sometimes things just don't go in your favor at all, even when you make a super good video. Sometimes it's the opposite of going your way. Even when you have a video do well and say it gets 100,000 views, and then your next video you get 5,000 views. In a weird way, you almost feel like you're moving backwards sometimes. And the same thing goes for the ranking system when you upload videos. Because you might make a video that you think is really good and then it ranks number 10. And when that happens, it's a sad day. I'm not gonna lie, it's a sad day. Not the whole day, but it gets you sometimes. And after that, if your next video is another 9 or 10, it makes things even worse. You may spend 2 weeks making the perfect video, making it super awesome, and then when you upload it, it bombs compared to a video that just took you 1 day to make. The truth is that you could feel on top of the YouTube game when your videos are doing well 1 week, and the next week when they're not, it changes everything. And it makes you think, am I getting worse? Like, my videos are doing worse now than before? Shouldn't they be doing better? Am I losing it? Did I lose my touch? You will have ups and downs, not just in statistics, but also in just channel and video confidence. Sometimes you just have to keep at it and get to that next uphill. Guys, the next thing is that some people just won't get it. A lot of YouTube tips videos say when you're starting out, you know, send the video to family members, to friends, and get them to watch it to like just help you out at the start. And I never did that because I was not like confident in sharing my videos yet. And mainly it's because we don't want to look like we're trying something or like look like a fool. Like, hey, I'm trying to start a YouTube channel, send it to your friends. Like, what if they don't like it? What if they think it's funny? And so I didn't tell anybody, and I just started uploading my videos and hoped that if they were good enough, the algorithm would pick it up. Everyone worries what people are gonna think of them when they post their first couple videos. Something that helped me get over that stage fright was just kind of like realizing that there will always be someone that dislikes what you're doing. You could be doing the best thing for the planet, for people, for the earth, whatever it is, and someone will always be against it. And you just have to accept that. Most of the time, people that are close to you would support you anyways. That's why you're close to them in the first place. But it's true that there are people who just don't get it. There will be people who see it and think,
yo, this person is a clown. What are they doing? They look like a fool.
But something to remember is that just because other people aren't doing what you're doing, it doesn't mean it's wrong. And just because they don't understand it doesn't mean it's wrong either. Sure, if you just did what everyone else is doing, you would never stand out or look like a clown and people wouldn't laugh at you, right? But at the same time, you'd be missing out on the opportunity that, you know, being a creator or starting a channel or business has. And real talk really quick, someone I consider to be a friend asked me recently, like, why do I promote my YouTube on my Instagram? Can I just keep them separate? And I said, you know, you can unfollow me if you want because I'm not gonna stop doing it. And they didn't unfollow me and they didn't respond to the message, so it's just gonna be weird next time I see them. At the end of it, this person just doesn't get what I'm doing, and that's okay, you know. I'll let them do them and I'm gonna do me, and I'm not gonna let what they think stop me from doing what I think is right. Unless you want to follow what people say, but keep in mind that most people don't have what you want. We're all playing the same game, but for different awards, so obviously we're gonna play it different. So how do you actually know if YouTube is for you or not? Just because you're not good speaking to the camera or a great editor right away doesn't mean YouTube is not for you. You know, no one's born a great editor. YouTube is pretty much just like one big game of trial and error that goes on for years. It's exactly why the first 1,000 subscribers for pretty much every channel is the hardest 1,000. Because when they start, they're not good at what they're doing yet. But you can only fail doing the same thing over and over again for so long. Like, how do you know if it's time to give up? And this is a tough one to answer because pretty much anyone can get to a point that they're creating great videos. By no means am I talking down on anyone or any channel when I say this, but the truth is that if it takes you 3 or 5 years to get, you know, 1,000 subscribers, then something about your content or channels just may not be great. You know, as a YouTuber, you're pretty much a business owner, and one of the best skills to have as a business owner is to be able to pivot, to be able to like solve problems and change when things aren't working. And so if you're making content and you're consistently getting the same results and you're just hoping that one of these times it'll just change and things will go up, that's actually the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and hoping for a different result. And I'm not saying any of you are insane, I'm just saying sometimes changing is a good thing. So really, I think YouTube is not for people who don't want to change. It's not for people who don't want to try new things and adjust. The reason it takes time on YouTube to become successful is because you find what works by doing what doesn't. And the only way you can figure that out is through time. So get 15% off your Soundstripe subscription below this video. And of course, check out this video if you want to see my top YouTube tips for the current time on YouTube, of course. And that's it for this one, so I will see you guys next week with a banger video as well, so make sure you see that one.